This is my like favorite kombucha in the entire planet. Whoever invented this, I love you till the end of time. Anyway, that's not why we're here. We are here because we are getting to the nitty-gritty. We are here for facts and facts alone. We are here to rank every single skincare product I've ever used. Not exactly every skincare product I've ever used, because I've already done a part 1 where I've reviewed quite a bit of products that I've already used, but in this video I'm expanding on that. We're getting into sunscreens, lip balms, lip masks, eye creams, tools, pimple patches, sheet masks, toners, and treatments. Stick around if you want to figure out what you actually should spend your hard-earned coin on. I wish I had a video like this before I've spent God knows how much money trying to figure out what works best for my dry sensitive skin. I think I'm gonna go from the products that I have the least amount of to the most amount of. Let's first start out with the treatments, because I've only really tried a couple meaning 2. Because I am, again, a very sensitive dry skinned girl. Even though I am acne prone, I try to stay away from treatments because most of them are very drying. But I have tried 2 treatments, and that is the Glossier Retinol and the Anua Nano Retinol. Out of these 2, my least favorite would have to be the Glossier. The only reason why is because, as you guys can see, it is a pretty thick formula. It's a retinol, so it is quite drying for me. I need something a little bit more diluted, almost like a serum. The Glossier just isn't that for me. It's not bad. I mean, it does what a retinol is supposed to do. I think it's one of the more extreme retinols, so if you have sensitive skin, I definitely wouldn't recommend this. But what I would recommend as my favorite treatment when it comes to retinol, because that's all I've used in treatments, is the Anua Nano Retinol with niacin. This is definitely more of a serum. As you guys can see, like, it literally just shot out, and it's so like gel-like and almost a little bit hydrating. I wouldn't go as far as saying hydrating. Not drying, okay? But it also does the job of a retinol. Anua just eats down when it comes to skincare for sensitive skin. Now, when it comes to dry skin, I wouldn't say Anua is focused on dry skin. A lot of their products you can get away with if you have dry skin, but especially if you have oily skin, this is definitely the brand for you. But with this product specifically, I feel like this is something that everyone can use no matter what type of skin type you have. Next, let's get into pimple patches. I would have to say the least favorite of any of them I've tried are arguably the most viral, the Starface patches. I've bought them one singular time. I have bought them one time, and that is for a very good reason, because I don't like them. They never stay on my face. They don't pull anything out. Maybe when you have like a scab, or maybe if you have a pimple that's already open, maybe, or like maybe if there's just like thin skin, those ones, all they've ever done for me is just pick up, like, it's like a sticker, like it just picks up the dead skin. I've seen this TikTok that says like the blue stars are the good ones, so I mean, I'll give it a chance. I'll go try it and I'll let you guys know on my TikTok or something how they work, but never have worked for me. Then I would have to say my next favorite pimple patches are, surprisingly, the fake dupe TikTok shop Miracle Pimple Patches. These are actually pretty good. It comes with 200 patches for like not that much at all. I don't remember how much they were, but they're literally like $6, and they don't stick super well to your skin. Like, you really have to make sure your skin is completely dry, and for me, I'm a dry skin girl, so I can only tolerate that for so long. And if I have a bad breakout, I'm probably just gonna reach for another pimple patch. But if your skin is completely dry and you really like stick it on there and you get it to stick for the whole night, it will pull out the gunk, surprisingly. It doesn't pull it out as well as some of my other pimple patches that I've tried, but it still gets the job done. If you guys want these pimple patches, I'll try to have it on my TikTok shop linked in the bio. Next would have to be the Mighty Pimple Patches. These, of course, are like super mega viral. This is so freaking good. Like, it just sticks on, it sucks up the gunk, like a lot of it too, and it makes your pimples flatter. Even if they're not necessarily ready, it still makes it at least flatter, or it kind of ripens it faster. Finally, my favorite pimple patches of all time would have to be the Panoxyl pimple patches. They stick to your face all night. They pull out the gunk very, very well. They pull out more gunk than these do. The only caveat to them, though, is that Unlike the Mighty Pimple Patches, the Mighty Pimple Patches have these little tabs that you can pull the pimple patch easier off of. So you could just like pull this back and pull the pimple patch off without having to like bend it and distort it. And the Panoxyl pimple patches don't have that. So it makes it a little harder to grab onto it, which can lead to it sticking a little less good to your skin because of that. But once you get it on there, it will pull out every single gunk you have in your pores, like even the pores around the pimple. It's insane. Now let's get into the tools that I've used. So of all the skincare tools I've used, my least favorite would probably have to be this red light wand. I still use it obviously because it has red light, green light, blue light, and orange light and pink light, so, and white light. Lots of lights, and it's vibrating, but it's just really small. I have better red light tools, which you guys will see in a second. Next, we have a jade roller, or even just like one of those quartz rollers, any of those rollers really. Now, the only reason why it's on this part of my list is because my other products that I have, or my other tools that I have, are my just absolute favorite. But rollers are fine. They're just not my favorite tool to use. I don't have mine on hand because it's in the freezer, actually, because I like to put it in the freezer, and then when I have a sheet mask on, roll it with that. It feels so amazing, but it's definitely not my favorite tool I have, but it is a really good tool, and it's relatively, like, you could find one for relatively cheap, so I would definitely recommend one of those rollers if you are just getting into skincare. My next favorite tool would have to be a gua sha. I also forgot to get that out before I started filming. But I love a gua sha because you can really control the amount of pressure that you have on like the roller, and then you can also get a lot more of your crevices in your face, and you can just like kind of really sculpt your cheekbones with it and your jawline with it, and it's just a good little tool. I just really like it. It's relatively, again, you could find a gua sha for relatively cheap and it gets the job done. The gua sha I've been really wanting to try is the Sachu one because I just have a feeling like a metal gua sha would be so much better. The only issue I have with gua shas is that they will break eventually. I always have to get a new gua sha every like 6 months because somehow it ends up breaking. My next favorite skincare tool, and don't judge how dirty it is right now because I just used it and I need to clean it still. But my next favorite tool is this Banish micro needling tool. This is on this part of the list because every time I use this, my dead skin and like my hyperpigmentation is so much better within just a couple days of using this. So basically I only use this about 2 to 3 times a month because I have very sensitive skin, but it's honestly getting to the point where I need to get a new tip because I have definitely maybe like a couple more uses of it before I have to replace it. But it is really, really good for basically like renewing your skin on your face. So if you have a lot of hyperpigmentation like I happen to have, use that every so often. And finally, my favorite tool I've used is this red light sculptor. I think it's dead. Yeah, it's dead. It's this like face massager thing. It vibrates only when it touches your face, so you barely have to charge it. I also just love the shape of it because it can really get those good areas of your face, like your cheekbone and your jawline and under your chin, and it's red light. Like, what more can you want? It's like an all-in-one. I also like that this is metal. It's yeah. I'll have a link to something like this in the bio down below. Now let's get into eye creams and eye patches. If you've been around the channel, and especially if you watched my last video, this probably won't come as a surprise. The JLo, what is this? That Fresh Take eye cream. If I could put this in a negative category, I would. It's disappointing because it wasn't that cheap either, but it's just not good at all. The packaging is really cute, like it had a lot of potential, right? But the cream itself, it's too thick. It's not super hydrating. It's not, it's not good at all. If I am gonna have an under eye cream, I'm gonna like something that's very nourishing, very creamy, but it's not thick. Like, it doesn't feel heavy under my eye, which that is exactly. Next on this list would have to be the Haru Haru Wonder under eye cream. This is like a retinol alternative, and it's more for the reduced appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, which is why I think I put it on this part of the list, because I don't really have fine lines or wrinkles that bad, at least because I'm only 22. So I feel like I'm probably going to appreciate this more in a couple years. I just wouldn't lean towards this. I've barely used it and I've had it for quite a while, so. My next on this list would have to be the Pixie eye patches, because they are very, very hydrating and cooling, but I can just use like a green tea bag, and for me, this is just a little too harsh for my sensitive skin, because if I do have eczema on my face, because I normally have body eczema, if I do have eczema on my face, it's under my eyes, so my eyes are very sensitive. Like, I think my eyes are one of the most sensitive parts of my body. For me especially, I really have to be careful with what I apply under my eyes, and these are just a little too harsh for me. And my favorite on this list would have to be the Inuit Propolis Vitamin Eye Cream for eye and face. This is so brightening and hydrating and lightweight. The difference it makes on my under eye is actually kind of crazy. Like, it's a crime. Like, look at that. And it's so lightweight. It's like water. It's literally like water. It comes with a lot. I've had it for a very, very long time, and I still have a lot of this product left. I use it almost every single day, so I think that's very telling. Now let's get into the sheet masks and toner pads. And least favorite on this list is gonna have to be this Kinship Insta Swipe Lemon Honey AHA pads. I got this from TJ Maxx or something. Learned my lesson very quickly. Don't get skincare at TJ Maxx unless it's like, you know what the brand is and the ingredients look good. This is way too harsh for me. It's way too harsh for me. It has a really weird smell that I can't get over, and it's just not good. Let's just keep it at that. Next would have to be the Cosrx sheet mask. This isn't bad, but it's also not like the best thing in the world. It's not super hydrating. Honestly, it left my skin kind of dry after a while. Like, my skin just sucked all of the nutrients up, and that was that. My next favorite on this list would have to be the Esfolio Collagen Essence Sheet Mask. Now, this I actually got from like Ross or TJ Maxx or something, but I've actually done my research on this brand, and it's actually not bad at all. It's actually really, really good. It's really hydrating. It comes like drenched, like soaked in this essence. It leaves my skin super hydrated. I will say though, it is a little too harsh for my sensitive skin. If I had just got done like dermaplaning or something, it's probably not the best idea for me to use that mask, but it is a really good mask that I do go to on like a daily basis when I just got done with my daily skincare. My next favorite would have to be the Torrid and Dive In Multi Pads. Now, I put this at this point in my list. This is really high. There's only one above because they are drenched in this liquid here, and they're also, it comes with a lot of these pads. Like, the pads themselves are really thin, and it focuses more on hydration. Your skin will be super bouncy after using this. I do wish it was a little less watery. That's the only problem I have with Torrid in general, is that I feel like a lot of their hydrating stuff is a little too watery. I wish it had a little bit of like a creaminess to it, but it's still a really good toner pad. And finally, my top favorite, and I just ran out of it. I literally just got it a month ago and it's already gone. Is the Numbuzin number 5 toner pads. Oh my god, if you have hyperpigmentation, be gone. Okay, like, my neck is where I probably have the most hyperpigmentation on my face. Even like now, you guys can probably tell my skin tone is pretty even. Like, and it hasn't always been like that. My neck has always been a little bit darker than my chest and my face. So that has helped so much. I also just have little like hyperpigmentation from acne scars and stuff. So that just got rid of it. It has this like exfoliating side to the pad, which isn't too harsh, but you basically just put like the sheet mask side on your face, leave it on for about 15 minutes, and then exfoliate with the other side when you're done. Amazing. Best concept ever. Give me 14 of them right now.
Spectacular. Give me 14 of them right now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's in here?
I don't care. Don't tell me.
Amazing. Now let's get into sunscreens. So I'm going to start this category off with the Neutrogena sunscreen. I know some of y'all love it. Some of the girlies are obsessed with it. It's their favorite sunscreen in the world. Me personally, I can't get jiggy with it. It leaves a white cast like no other. Sorry, can't do it. It's hydrating, it's nice, but it's just, I look like a smurf, a blue smurf after I use it. It's horrible. Next would have to be the Fenty sunscreen. Fenty, come on, why are you doing this to me? I love Fenty so much, but the sunscreen leaves a white cast. Come on, y'all, what's going on here? It smells really good. It's not the most hydrating, and it also leaves a white cast. It's not good. Next, I would have to say, this one breaks my heart too, would be the Panoxyl Oil Control Moisturizer. This one actually is a treatment and a sunscreen in one, and if you have oily skin and if you have a lighter complexion, I'm sure this will be for you. But for me, it's just a little bit of a white cast, and it's a little too drying for me. It's not drying, it's just I need a hydrating sunscreen. But it is really cool, and I really do like the fact that it treats your skin while you are protecting your skin as well. So I love 2-in-1 products like this in general. Next would have to be the e.l.f. Whoa Glow Suntouchable. This is supposed to be the dupe for like the Super Goop sunscreen, and it's really good. It's just, honestly, as someone who loves glow, I never thought I would say this, but this is just a little too much glow. If you want to actually protect your skin, you're gonna have to use a good amount of this, and it's also only an SPF 30. I might be mistaken, but I don't think that this comes in an SPF 50. If they did though, I'd probably rate this a lot higher up, but it's just SPF 30. You gotta use a lot of it, and it's a little too glowy for me. Next would have to be the Hawaiian Tropic, which is also really sad because I love the Hawaiian Tropic body sunscreen. That is my go-to. I've purchased I've at least given them like $300 of my own money in the past year alone. But the face sunscreen just isn't all of that. It's a little too harsh for me. It smells nice. It's a little overwhelming. And yeah, it's really hydrating though, and it's really hard to find this also in SPF 50, which is weird, but I guess it's always sold out. So next would have to be the Beauty of Joseon. I love this as a dry girl. I could see if you have oily skin, it might not be the best for you, but for me as a dry skin girly, that has always been one of my go-to sunscreens. It's also really cheap. And finally, my two favorites. I had to put these two at the same place because they're basically the same, but honestly one of them is a little better, but I'll let you know which one it is. But overall, just this brand is chef's kiss. Would have to be the Isntree Hyaluronic Acid Watery Gel Sunscreen or something like that, and then the Onion Sunscreen. Oh my god, the Onion Sunscreen has to be my favorite because that one is also more repairing and protecting, but both of them are equally as good, equally hydrating, equally lightweight, protect you from the sun. It's just, oh my god, like if you're gonna get a sunscreen for your first time ever, you can trust those sunscreens. The final category is lip balms and lip masks, and because I've tried so many lip balms and lip masks, well, mostly lip balms honestly, but because I've tried so many, these are just the ones that I have on hand and the ones that I've tried recently. Worst on this list is Carmex. It might feel good for those couple of minutes, but it makes my lips dry and chapped. It's insane. Like I literally have those little like dead skin, like those dark like melanated parts of skin on my lip when I use those. It's not good. Don't do it, please. No, put it down, take it out of your cart. Next would have to be Chap Ice because I think it's literally the same type of vibe as Carmex. It definitely makes my lips a lot drier over time, but it's cheap and it's not as bad as the Carmex. Next would have to be Vaseline, specifically the tube Vaseline. It's good, but it's just a little too oily for my lips. But I do use it for my eyebrows and lashes. Next would have to be the Rem Beauty lip balm. This one grew on me a little bit, but it's just a little too hard to apply. Like you really do have to keep applying it on your lips to get some product off. And then it also has glitter in it, and I'm not a huge glitter lip fan unless it's like a glittery lip gloss. Next would have to be the EOS. I love this a lot. It smells really good and it is very nourishing. It's just, I wish it was a little more I don't know. I feel like I just have to reapply this a lot throughout the day. Next would have to be Blistex. I like this one because it's really minty. It gives you that feeling of like when you apply Carmax, but it's actually like moisturizing. It's not gonna strip your lips. It's just a little too minty and a little too harsh for me sometimes. Next would have to be Burt's Bees. I like that this is a lot more natural and it does the same thing that the Blistex and Carmax does, but it actually moisturizes your lips. Like it keeps my lips moisturized all day. Next would have to be Aquaphor. I've been hearing about Aquaphor for so long, and I don't know why. I just never like reached for it because I don't know. I guess it's just like not the most aesthetic product in the world. See, I'm even a victim to the aesthetic sometimes, but yeah, this is really good. It's pretty cheap. It comes with a lot. It's a healing ointment. I even use it on my eczema and it's really good. It's really moisturizing and it's not oily like Vaseline. Next would have to be the Lottie lip peptide. This is actually the Outer Banks one. It smells okay. It doesn't have a really strong smell, which I actually really love when it comes to lip balms. That's the fun of it. And it says that it's supposed to be caramel glaze and I was super excited to smell it and it does not smell that strong at all. It's there, but it's not the greatest smelling thing in the world, which is kind of sad, but I love me a good lip peptide either way. It's a very close road dupe. Next would have to be the Laneige lip mask. I love this a lot. It's very hydrating. It's a good lip mask, but to use it as a lip balm, I wouldn't recommend. I would definitely recommend using this and then a lip gloss before you go to bed. A lip plumping gloss that's also nourishing. Your lips you'll wake up with the prettiest lips ever, I promise you. Next would have to be the Tatcha lip mask. I do like this a lot. I just wish it was a little cheaper because, be for real, it does not need to be that expensive. It's really good. It's really nourishing. It's really hydrating. You don't need to use anything on top of it. It's almost sticky, but not in a bad way. Kind of like lip gloss, like you can wear it as a lip gloss, but it's actually a lip mask. So you're treating your lips while wearing lip gloss, but it's just a little too expensive, but it's really, really good. If you can try it, I would recommend it. Next would have to be the Rhode Lip Peptide. I mean, this girl has stuck beside me. I will say though, the regular lip peptide, not the tinted one, has to be my favorite. Honestly, I like the tinted one too, actually. I take that back. But I just like the smell of the lip peptides. I just wish she would do, maybe she has those, but I wish she would do like the tinted lip peptides with a scent too. That would make it a lot better. Does this have a scent to it? No, it doesn't have a scent to it. But I love the scent of the regular lip peptide treatments. I just wish they were merged in one. But a lip balm that actually does that, but is just a little less glossy than this, is the Summer Fridays. Oh my God, girl. I just bought this like a month and a half ago and it's already almost gone. I love this thing so freaking much. It smells decadent. It smells literally like I'm putting caramel candy, like caramel brownie candy on my lips. It's so good. And it's very, very moisturizing, very hydrating. I wish it was glossier like the Rhode Lip Peptide is, but it is still amazing. A great lip balm. It actually comes with a lot. If you compare the prices of shipping with the Rhode Lip Peptide, honestly, this one is definitely worth it. But the only thing is with this is I don't notice as much as the tint on my lips as I do with the Rhode Lip Peptide. But these two are gonna be top in the game forever for me. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. And don't forget, girls, we don't gatekeep over here. So let all of us know in the comments down below what some of your go-to products are, your favorite products versus the worst products you've ever tried. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video. It has been your girl Tima, and I will see you on another video soon. Bye, girls.